In the twilight of the Roman Empire, a time of profound change and burgeoning faith, one woman embarked on a journey that would defy every convention of her era. Her name was Egeria, and her story, lost for over 1,000 years, offers an unparalleled window into a world teetering between antiquity and the Middle Ages. This is the tale of a pioneering traveler, a devout pilgrim, and the author of one of history's most remarkable travelogues. Our story begins in the late 4th century, in the remote Roman province of Galatia, what is today northwestern Spain and northern Portugal. Here, a woman of apparent wealth and high social standing, possibly a consecrated virgin or a nun, felt an irresistible call. While her exact identity remains a subject of debate, her purpose was crystal clear. Driven by a deep and fervent Christian faith, Egeria resolved to undertake a pilgrimage to the very cradle of her religion, the Holy Land. This was no simple trip. It was a monumental undertaking, a journey across thousands of miles of rugged, often dangerous territory, a feat few men, let alone a woman, would dare to attempt. In the year 381 A.D., Egeria set out. Her journey was not a direct path, but a sprawling 3-year odyssey across the vast expanse of the Eastern Roman Empire. She traveled with a small retinue, likely benefiting from the imperial infrastructure, the Roman roads, the postal system, and the network of mancios, or guest houses, that dotted the landscape. Her initial route took her across southern Gaul and northern Italy, then by sea to the grand capital of the Eastern Empire, Constantinople. But this was merely her starting point. From Constantinople, she journeyed through what is now modern-day Turkey, into Syria, and then south towards the ultimate destination for any Christian pilgrim, Jerusalem. Upon arriving, she didn't just visit the holy sites. She immersed herself in the spiritual life of the city. She was determined to see everything, to walk where Jesus had walked, to pray where the prophets had prayed. What makes Egeria's journey so extraordinary is not just that she undertook it, but that she meticulously documented it. In a series of long, detailed letters to her sisters back home, a text we now call the Itinerarium Egeriae, or the Travels of Egeria, she recorded everything she saw and experienced. These weren't just personal diary entries. They were vivid, journalistic accounts meant to transport her readers to these distant lands. Her travels extended far beyond Jerusalem. Possessing a restless spirit and an insatiable curiosity, she ventured into the stark, beautiful wilderness of the Sinai desert. She describes her ascent of Mount Sinai, guided by local monks, recounting the very spot where Moses was believed to have received the 10 Commandments. She writes with awe about the burning bush, still venerated in a monastery at the mountain's foot. She details her journey into Egypt, visiting the Desert Fathers, the ascetic monks whose solitary devotion was legendary throughout the Christian world. She describes their simple dwellings, their rigorous lifestyles, and the profound spiritual wisdom they shared with her. Egeria's writings are a treasure trove for historians. She provides some of the earliest and most detailed descriptions of Christian liturgy. She chronicles the elaborate ceremonies of Easter week in Jerusalem, describing the processions, the hymns, the vigils, and the passionate participation of the faithful. We learn about the structure of services, the readings from Scripture, and the way bishops and clergy interacted with their congregations. She describes the architecture of newly built churches, like the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, giving us a blueprint of sacred spaces in the 4th century. Her curiosity was boundless. From the Holy Land, she traveled north through Galilee, retracing the steps of Jesus' ministry. She then ventured east into Mesopotamia, reaching the edge of the Persian frontier to visit the shrine of St. Thomas the Apostle in Edessa. Along the way, she sought out holy men, bishops, and hermits, eagerly questioning them about the history and traditions of each site. Her account is filled with these conversations, bringing the voices of the early church to life. After 3 years of relentless travel, Egeria began her long journey home, passing once more through Constantinople in 384. And here, the written record ends. The final pages of her manuscript are lost, and with them, the story of her return journey and the remainder of her life. For centuries, Egeria herself was lost to history. Her incredible account vanished. Then, in 1884, a discovery in a library in Arezzo, Italy, changed everything. The Italian scholar Gianfrancesco Gammarini stumbled upon an 11th century manuscript containing a remarkable, anonymous travel narrative. He initially attributed it to someone else, but further research confirmed its true origin. The forgotten voice of Egeria, the pilgrim from Galatia, was heard once again after more than 1,400 years of silence. The rediscovery of Egeria's Itinerarium was a momentous event. It provided an unprecedented eyewitness account of the Roman Empire during the reign of Theodosius the Great, a pivotal time when Christianity was solidifying its place as the state religion. Her writings illuminate the religious practices, social customs, and geography of a world in transition. But Egeria's legacy is more than just historical. She stands as a testament to the power of human curiosity and conviction. In an age when women's lives were largely confined to the domestic sphere, she shattered expectations. She was an explorer, a writer, a historian, and a theologian, all rolled into one. Her journey was not just a physical pilgrimage, but an intellectual and spiritual quest. She wasn't a passive observer. She was an active participant, a keen investigator whose work has enriched our understanding of the past in ways she could never have imagined. Egeria reminds us that history is not just made by emperors and generals, but also by intrepid souls who dare to see the world for themselves.